Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, the place where I read you the boring crypto news, and man, has it been boring. Every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is Not Important, and I'm your host. Per usual, guys, before we move on, pushing this out to those who do watch. Please go ahead and follow me on X at Boring Crypto IO. This way I can get you guys up-to-date news without you having to wait for videos. If anything is breaking, if anything is like substantially breaking, for example, like the grayscale stuff that happened this week, I will be trying to post that stuff here. So if you want those kinds of updates and you just want to come by and say hi and have a conversation, by all means, follow me on Boring Crypto IO on X. So on to the news. SEC versus Coinbase. New attorney Patrick Kennedy joins the fight, and what everybody's been waiting for with bated breath, the SEC's decision on the ETFs. We knew it was going to get delayed, guys. Don't act surprised, right? SEC delays decision on 6 spot Bitcoin ETF applications. We knew this was going to happen. Now, the caveat to this is the Grayscale thing, because they Grayscale right now has the courts kind of on their side with this. And they have pretty much 42 days at this point, if I remember correctly, to review and make a decision on the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF. So I'm assuming, I haven't even gone into these articles yet, I haven't read them yet. I'm assuming that the SEC pushes back the max, which is like 240 days. I'm assuming that they did that to all of these, but with the Grayscale one, I don't think they can do that. And don't quote me on that. That's just my ignorance to it. But I've got, I don't know if I read it somewhere or if I just, because it already made a decision and then the courts forced them to reopen it for review. I've got a feeling that 45 days has to be a final decision. I don't think they can extend that 45 days. But I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But with that being said, if that is the case, and again with the courts leaning in favor of Grayscale right now and forcing the SEC to review this again, this could potentially happen within 45 days with all these getting approved. I absolutely do not think that the SEC will approve just one of these at a time. That would give unfair first mover advantage that I think could potentially just bury the SEC if they do something stupid like that. So the point of me rambling is that potentially these could all be approved in 45 days as opposed to another 240. So there is some silver lining there. And last but not least, Bitwise withdraws Bitcoin and Ether market cap ETF application. That's what we got going on today, guys. On to the market. Current market cap right now sitting at 1.05 trillion, down 3.5% from the pullback that we had yesterday that we will talk about. Bitcoin dominance at 48.4%, ETH dominance 18.9%, and gas seemingly chill at 14 Gwei, and fear and greed ticking back down to 35. Into the fear. Time to buy? I don't know. You tell me. All right, we had our pullback. We are right where we started a week ago. Bitcoin down 4.47%, ETH down 3.68%, BNB 4.31%, XRP 3.58%, and so on and so forth. Are there any green movers? There are some. Toncoin 3.12%, up 20% for the week. Let's go deeper to see if we can find any major outliers. Anywhere from 5 to 6, I'm not going to be looking at really. Anything over that, Filecoin, Philcoin, whatever you want to call it, 6.29% to the downside. MakerDAO still ticking up slightly, 50% on the week, 1.65 on the day. 7.67 for Stacks. Definitely cooling off. Yeah, pretty average stuff for the pullback rate yesterday. 1.52% for IOTA. Up 10% on the week. Good for them. Oof. KuCoin shares getting destroyed. 9.6 for the day, 14.31 down for the week. Not good. Is anyone even? That's another question. If you're watching this, is anybody even playing with exchange tokens at this point? You know, BNB was kind of the only one that I really know of mainstream wise that kind of did anything on or with their token. That actually even did anything like serious. Like, I don't even understand, besides just rewards, I guess. I don't really understand why KuCoin even has a token at this point. I know it's not their own blockchain. I don't think they're building anything on it. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm an idiot, so don't pay attention to me. But it's kind of like, I don't really understand. Unless you're just trading to trade, I don't know if there's any purpose to holding KuCoin shares tokens. Let me know if you guys do know, because I can't trade on KuCoin anymore because I'm a U.S. citizen. Wah, wah, wah. And that's it. Nothing crazy. All right. Bitcoin. There you go. Right? Like, nothing. Look, we got our pump. Look, if you watched this channel yesterday, you were ready for this. I told you guys. This was not good. If we could not get above these two lines, the original descending wedge and this resistance level at 27,981, or again, we just call it 28, we ain't doing much. Like I said, we had our small bounce here at the 27.3, and then we lost it. And then it went from support instantly into resistance. And I told you yesterday, I'm like, this does not look good. This is bearish. Bearish. And then we got our news, and we lost it. That's what you saw. That's exactly what happened. We were looking weak, and with our weak price action, guys, we got the ETF news, and everything went to shit. House cleaning. This isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not even a good trader. Don't pay attention to me. I don't know what the shit I'm talking about. I'm just some dude in a room making YouTube videos. Outside of that, guys, will we go lower? I don't know. You know the levels. Nothing's changed. Look at them here. 25.816 got a hold. 25.6. If we lose that, I'm looking for 25.2. If we lose that, look for 25. If we lose that, I'm looking for 24.2. If we lose 24.2, better get a job at McDonald's. But let me show you guys something, okay? Before we move on. Again, there's no point to spend too much time on Bitcoin. The levels are the levels. Just, you know, is this a good accumulation zone? Absolutely. Look, I mean, it's pretty strong, especially after the bad news here, especially after this giant cascade here. This is a good level. Guys, the reason why there's even a green line here, let me explain this to you if you're new to the channel. I stack buy orders. I haven't been really trading lately. In the last 2 weeks, I've been doing some really super degen shit with some DeFi tokens. Outside of that, all I've been doing is stacking bags. Believe it or not, this is actually probably the first time in my crypto history that I've had the opportunity to be like, holy shit, I've got a strong feeling we're at the bottom, that I can pre-bull run, build bags. And that's all I've been doing. It's a really weird space to be in when I'm not actively trading to build capital, etc., etc. So if you're new to the channel, I know that I'm not trading. I'm not day trading. I'm not swing trading right now. All I'm doing is building bags to prepare for the bull run. With that being said, any of these green lines, except for this, we'll change this back to yellow. It's just, trust me, guys, I know my charts look freaking insane because I'm lazy and I don't erase things. I'm sorry. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out on X or here, and I'll let you know what I'm looking at on the charts. But any of these green lines are just buy orders, right? And this is how I've stacked my buy orders. As we've broken down, I continue to buy in this range. I buy at the 25.816. I buy at this 27.310. I buy at this 28.610. This is my lowest buy order for Bitcoin. And it's interesting to see that this is our strongest support. That wasn't on purpose. I was actually, believe it or not, I was front running this 25.6 just in case we didn't get down to it. Because this is exactly the support level that I was trying to buy at because of wicks like this, because of all this nonsense. because of this. So I stacked my buy orders at 25,816, just in case we do like, wicks down that never touched this 25.6 line. Okay. What is very interesting is how this has become a super crazy support line. So I don't have any other buy orders lower than this. If that lets you know where my sentiment is at, take it for what it is. The point in that is, if someone asks me, should I be DCAing right here? My answer is absolutely yes. Could we go lower? Absolutely. Don't ever think, ever in crypto at any point in time that anything is solid, like that could never happen, would never happen. Anything could happen in crypto. And I've been here for 3 cycles at this point. And I'll tell you, whenever you think it won't happen is when it's going to happen. But don't deploy all your capital per usual. I'm sure everybody you watch tells you this. I'm sure every YouTube, crypto, whatever says this, and listen to it. It's good advice. Don't deploy all your capital. But think about it this way. If you weren't buying here and we pumped, and then you got FOMO and you started buying here, and now we're back here, this is why we tell you not to chase green candles. You chase these red ones, right? Look at the lines, look at the support. This is a good range to buy in. If you're dollar cost averaging, and if you don't know what dollar cost averaging, it's a simple concept that you set a time frame, almost like a monthly payment or a weekly payment or whatever time frame you want, like on a cell phone or something. So you tell yourself that every month on, whenever I get a paycheck or whatever, you set the same for yourself. So every month on the 1st and the 15th, I'm buying $200 worth of Bitcoin. And you continue to do this throughout time, throughout bull runs, throughout bear runs. At that point in time, what you do is you build yourself a substantial position that, because of the lows you're buying at, because of the highs, whenever there's crazy price fluctuation, you're not getting wrecked. You're literally, highs and lows don't even affect you at that point because you've built up over time such a substantial position that you're sitting pretty. You're never getting wrecked. You're just building a good position. So with that being said, what I say is now a good time to start DCAing. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. There's my advice. Not financial advice. All right, so before we get off of Bitcoin, let me show you something though. And this is something that I really want to stress. I know on the channel, I go to the 4 hour, I keep it super simple. I blow up where we're at on a smaller time frame, on short price movement. And we don't talk about a lot of big, long price movement. Because people, honestly, I've been around the space for a decent amount of time. People don't give a shit about larger time frames. They just don't. But I every once in a while, I'll back out and I want to show you guys something. All right, let me get rid of all these stupid damn lines. Let me consolidate the chart just a little bit and let me back out. Everybody's freaking out about this right now. Just look at it. This is not Bitcoin. This is not crypto. All right. I really want you to sit here and think about this for a second. What does this look like? Guys, don't be fooled by the BS. This is just sideways movement. Sideways. We are just ranging. Tops, which are all around close to the same point, and bottoms that are all around close to the same point. Right? We continue to touch before we ranged our previous top and bounce right off of it every time. We have been doing this, mind you. I'll even count the green candle. I won't even go to this cluster right here. We'll count the green candle. We have been ranging since March 16th. Months, guys. Almost a half a year. And everybody wants to freak out and be like, oh, we're going to go down to absolutely zero. No, this is the consolidation. This is it. This is, or capitulation, quote unquote, everyone wants to call it. This is just sideways movement. Bitcoin's moving sideways. When in doubt, back out, and look at it for months. Could we break down back down to these 19 levels? Yes, absolutely. It's a some news catalyst, just like the grayscale thing pumped us here. Some news catalyst could absolutely send us back down. But in the grand scheme of things, is it really that big of a deal? If we did that, Jesus, that has to be the last shakeout. So Bitcoin dumps 30%. Okay. Whoop-de-doo. This is why you DCA. I would love to buy, it'd be 24%. I'd reverse that. So 24% pullback for Bitcoin is not that big of a deal, guys. It happens all the time. All the time. So when in doubt, back out. Look at the sideways action. And we're right back at the bottom. So there's potential that eventually we're just going to pump right back up here to the 30 to 31 range. We know that's the range we need to break. We've been talking about it for weeks. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. When in doubt, back out. So that's what I've got for you guys for Bitcoin today. By all means, guys, per usual, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Talk to me. I want to know who's even watching. I know crypto's boring right now. I know there's nothing juicy. There's no crazy. I mean, we finally had some crazy price action. But believe me, the boring time is when you start building your bags. When shit is just boring. Boring. And it's been boring. So with that being said, let's move on to the news. Get these videos or these articles done and read so you guys get out here and go enjoy your weekend. Spend time with your family. Go touch some grass. Let's go. SEC versus Coinbase. New attorney Patrick Kennedy joins the fight. Attorney Patrick Kennedy files a motion to appear pro-hack Vice in the Coinbase versus US SEC lawsuit for the Chamber of Digital Commerce. I don't know what a motion to appear pro-hack Vice. I don't even know what that means. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not some court savvy guy. The crypto community, digital asset organizations, and lawmakers have voiced their backing for Coinbase versus United States Securities and Exchange Commission lawsuit's dismissal. Well, yeah, it's stupid. In a recent update, a fresh attorney, Patrick V. Kennedy, has entered the fray, seeking court approval to represent the Chamber of Digital Commerce and Amicus Counsel. In a legal document filed on August 31st, attorney Patrick V. Kennedy from McDermott, Will, and Emery submitted a request to be admitted pro-hack Vice. I have no idea what that means. Meaning, oh, well, here we go. Sorry. I jumped the gun. Meaning, for this occasion, intending to serve as counsel for Amicus, the Chamber of Digital Commerce, along with the Blockchain Association, the Chamber of Digital Commerce has played a significant Amicus role in the ongoing Coinbase versus SEC lawsuit. An Amicus is a party or individual that is not directly involved in a case but joins in order to advise the court. The Chamber of Digital Commerce aims to halt the SEC's efforts to regulate the digital asset sector through enforcement actions. Thank you. Instead of offering transparent guidelines and regulations, the SEC's action runs counter to the intentions of both houses of the U.S. Congress, which are actively crafting cryptocurrency regulations. It's worth noting that Congress has never explicitly granted the SEC authority to oversee digital assets. Bingo. In the meantime, Brian Armstrong and Paul Grewal, executives at Coinbase, remain optimistic about the lawsuit's dismissal. Grewal contends that the SEC and Chair Gary Gensler are attempting to stifle cryptocurrency innovation in the United States. Additionally, lawmakers have called on the court to dismiss the lawsuit. The judgments in the Ripple and Grayscale cases have understood the SEC's lack of clarity in distinguishing which cryptocurrency qualify as securities, highlighting a deficiency in regulatory clarity in these recent rulings. The SEC faced defeats against Ripple and more recently Grayscale, and it failed to provide adequate reasoning for rejecting the conversion of Bitcoin ETFs. Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, believes that all cryptocurrencies except Bitcoin should be classified as securities. No, he doesn't, because he couldn't answer that question when he was in front of Congress about Ethereum. The dude is a hack. Let me just start that paragraph over again. I'm sorry. Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, believes that all cryptocurrencies except Bitcoin should be classified as securities, and that the SEC should have authority over the entire crypto industry. Nonetheless, the SEC's credibility has eroded. You know, and let me even before I go any further, even reading this sentence kind of made me have epiphany. The SEC should have authority over the entire crypto industry. You ever notice how any of these cases that, mind you, the SEC has never quote unquote won a case. Anytime a case is done or finished, except for the ones they've lost, it's settled out of court. They basically steal money from these people and go on about their way. Of course, Gary Gensler wants the SEC to have authority over the entire crypto industry. It's an easy millions and millions and billions of dollar cash grab for him. What do you do to Library? Millions of dollars. What do you do to Kraken? Millions of dollars. What's he doing with any of these cases? They just, okay, here's a $20 million fine, $200 million fine, whatever. See you later, bye. Shake hands. Okay. They don't give a shit. It's a money grab. That's why he sees it. It's gotta be. He sees it. It's an easy way to just rip money in millions and millions of dollars. That's why he wants complete authority over it. He sees the potential to just get millions of dollars. Moving on. Nonetheless, the SEC credibility has eroded due to its seemingly illogical claims regarding cryptocurrencies. Furthermore, the SEC's postponement of decisions on you just kind of ruined the next stories, guys. The decision on the 7 Bitcoin ETFs may result in financial losses for investors. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think Coinbase is clearly going to win. I think the same way that Ripple won. And if you think the Ripple case pumped the market, wait until this thing fucking settles up. Moving on. SEC delays decision on 6 spot Bitcoin ETF applications. Sorry, guys. We knew this was happening. Or we knew this was going to happen. We knew it. Don't be surprised. All right. The SEC has delayed its decision on Bitcoin exchange traded fund applications from WisdomTree, Invesco, Galaxy, Valkyrie, VanEck, Bitwise Asset Management, and Fidelity. What about BlackRock? Uh-oh. Maybe you have to look for an article on BlackRock. Moving on. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission has postponed its decision on 6 applications for spot Bitcoin exchange funds, ETFs. According to the SEC filing dated August 31st, the commission has designated a longer period in which it may review spot Bitcoin ETF applications from WisdomTree, VanEck, Invesco, Galaxy, Bitwise, and Valkyrie, as well as the Wise Origin Bitcoin Trust proposed by Fidelity. The SEC's will have another 45 days. Oh, they just pushed it 45 days. They didn't push it the 240. Ooh. Okay. Well, see, this lines right up with the grayscale thing we were talking about earlier. The SEC will have another 45 days upon application in the Federal Register to consider the proposed rule changes allowing listing of the investment vehicle, giving the regulator until October to approve, deny, or delay the decision. Guys, I don't want to pump you full of bullshit. Jesus. Full of bullshit hopium. But this lines up almost identically. We're talking about 2 to 3 days difference with the grayscale decision that needs to be made. Don't want to pump you. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, but I don't want to get you guys too excited. Holy shit. This could happen in 45 days is all I'm getting at. Don't bet on it. Just don't. But there is a silver lining. All right. The delays follow the speculation that the SEC could approve the spot Bitcoin ETF in the U.S. for the first time after the commission lost a crucial court case brought by asset manager Grayscale. An appellate court ruled on August 29th that the SEC would need to review Grayscale's petition to convert its Bitcoin trust into an ETF, leading many experts to suggest the odds for approval of at least one spot crypto ETF has significantly increased. Agreed. WisdomTree's Bitcoin ETF proposal didn't get the SEC's approval following a 2021 filing. However, after BlackRock joined the spot Bitcoin ETF race, WisdomTree refiled its application. So did a ton of other people. In July, following reports, the SEC would be more open to accepting ETF applications with a surveillance sharing agreement. Some firms refiled, naming crypto exchange Coinbase as a partner. WisdomTree, Valkyrie, Fidelity, VanEck, Bitwise, and Invesco are 6 of the many firms with crypto ETF applications in the SEC pipeline, including BlackRock and ARK Invest. Many have expected the SEC to reach a decision delay approval for Bitwise BTC investment vehicle first, as its deadline was September 1st, Labor Day, falling on September 4th in 2023, and a national holiday in the US, suggesting the commission may want to get the filings in before the weekend. Okay, now for a bit of conspiracy theory before we move on to the last story. There are rumors that now the DOJ are going to go after Binance, and that this is the ploy, right? That BlackRock won't get its ETF approved until the SEC destroys Binance, and the SEC is supposedly starting to back out, and the DOJ is stepping in, which is huge, legally at least. And I'm just gonna go. We're gonna jump over to X real quick. Preston Peish. I don't even know who this guy is. I just saw this. Satoshi Stacker actually covered this in his on his channel today, and this is what made me bring it over to something that we could potentially look into. So he's saying, I'm convinced BlackRock won't greenlight the SEC. And you read that right. BlackRock won't greenlight the SEC, because we all know that BlackRock controls everything, to approve the Bitcoin ETF until Binance is destroyed or so insanely crippled that its market dominance is done. And I'm not gonna. I mean, it makes sense. Bitcoin is, Binance is so big that BlackRock doesn't want that, because I mean, if we get these ETFs approved, they're just gonna get even bigger, right? And they don't want them to have market dominance over BlackRock. BlackRock wants the dominance. So this is kind of conspiracy theory, but it's got a lot of sense in it. So it says Gary Gensler is Larry Fink, the CEO or manager of BlackRock, the main dude at BlackRock. Gary is Larry Fink's lapdog. This guy, A.B. Abacus, Andrew, says update sources state that sealed Binance motions this week are riddled with heavy claims. One source, given the nature of the issue here, surprised we, SEC, are taking this on. Here, let me just click on this. We'll read it. Open source. Given the nature of the issues here, surprised we, SEC, are taking this on. Should be in the hands of the DOJ at this point. The SEC is saying they want to turn over the Binance case to the DOJ. Was instructed to go back and look at Bit's Lato claims indictment, and then add scale. So a little bit of conspiracy theory things going on, that until they the reason why they're basically holding back the approvals of these things is because they don't want them approved until they destroy Binance. A lot of big swinging Ds, and someone's going to come out the biggest one. That's what's going on right now. So something to think about, something to keep your eye on as those details continue to be revealed. I will do my best to try and figure out what's going on with Binance. With that being said, a long video today, guys. I'm sorry, I'm rambling a lot. Well, but it's good information. We're getting good information out. Last story: Bitwise withdraws Bitcoin and Ethereum market cap ETF application. Bitwise is among a number of asset managers looking to launch spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds in the United States. In an unexpected turn of events, Bitwise submitted a request to retract its application for its Bitcoin and Ether market cap weight strategy exchange traded fund. That is a mouthful. Initially filed with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission on August 3rd. While market sentiment turned bullish following Grayscale's SEC victory, Bitwise appears to be reassessing its strategy. The withdrawal of the ETF application was unexpected. However, in the filing, a statement read, "The fund seeks to provide investors with capital appreciation. There can be no assurance that the fund will achieve its investment objective." This almost sounds like they're being leaned on to pull out. Bitwise Chief Investment Officer Matt Hogan advocated for the SEC approval of all ETFs in a recent Bloomberg interview. The ETF intended to invest in either Bitcoin futures contracts or Ether futures contracts determined by market capitalization. Bitwise also collaborated with ProShares to launch another ETF around the same time. In a withdrawal statement, Bitwise said the trust no longer intends to seek effectiveness of the fund, and no securities of the fund were sold or will be sold pursuant to the above-mentioned post-effective amendment to the trust registration statement. The SEC has delayed its decision on the Bitcoin ETF applications from WisdomTree, Invesco, Galaxy, Valkyrie, VanEck, and BlackRock. Okay, so they've already done it. Bitwise and Fidelity, according to the SEC filing dated August 31st, the commission has designated a longer period in which it may review spot Bitcoin ETF applications from WisdomTree, VanEck, you're just going to name them all again, huh? Invesco, Galaxy, Bitwise, Valkyrie, blah, 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 as well as BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. The next set of deadlines for the SEC is in mid-October, but these may also be delayed to the SEC's third batch of deadlines in January, or to the final possible decision dates in March, April, and May of next year. We'll see. Bitwise is among the early asset management firms that lodged applications with the SEC for Bitcoin ETF products. Its January 2019 application with the U.S. securities regulator proposed a BTC-backed ETF tracking the Bitwise Bitcoin Total Return Index. I am messing this up. Which is calculated based on the value of Bitcoin derived from BTC transactions taking place on exchanges. The company I'm sorry, guys. I'm thinking about other stuff while I'm trying to read, and I'm slaughtering this article. The company's proposed Bitcoin ETF was touted to draw market data from a number of cryptocurrency exchanges in an effort to provide a trusted representation of the wider cryptocurrency markets. The firm would also require third-party custodians to physically hold Bitcoin. Bitwise's recent withdrawal isn't its first. Earlier this year, it submitted an application for an Ethereum strategy ETF designed to invest in both front time and back time Ethereum futures. However, the asset manager withdrew its application just 1 week later. It makes me think they're being leaned on for some reason. Who knows, man? Always seems like there's some weird, shady shit going on in the background. All right, Bitcoin, one last time. There you go. Buy some. Why not? All right, please, guys, go follow me. It. Not important. At Boring Crypto IO on X. I would appreciate it. We can chat there. Outside of that, per usual, if you do enjoy the content I provide for you here every morning on Boring Crypto IO, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel. Turn the bell for notifications. Watch, like, and share the videos. And I'll see you guys bright and early Monday morning. Go enjoy your weekend. Get away from the charts. It's the weekend. Just get at it. Go outside. Go get some sunlight. Go see your family. Go see a movie. Go to dinner. Go grill a hot dog. I don't know. And I'll see you guys bright and early Monday morning. I am out of here.